Case in point, Roy Moore, Donald Trump, these type of people. Now they're willing to compromise what they've been preaching all of these years, because the most important thing to them is that they elect Roy Moore, and that they're willing to elect a pedophile. And they literally are writing articles in the Federalist that says, even if Roy Moore molested my child, yeah, I'd kick him in the nuts, but I still vote for him. You have to be a brainwashed doesn't actually encapsulate the feelings and the sentiment that are imbued into this statement, right? Brainwashed is not enough, but you have to be one brainless automaton worshiping a system that assaults you every day, that drains the life out of you every single day. You have to be some type of brainless automaton to be able to look at people who tell you that it's better for you to vote for a pedophile than it is to vote for somebody else or not vote at all. And these are the people who have about 50% of the voting power in the United States. And I'm not going to punch left too hard, but I want to break it down. They are legion. They are many. They are properly propagandized. They have been propagandized for at least 30 years, at least since Ronald Reagan. They have been propagandized so efficiently that it is a machine that has turned on itself, that if any Republican rises to the top that's going to challenge them and try to make them think outside of this conservative paradigm, then the voters, the Republican conservative voters, will turn on them. Look at how they turned on every one of the Republicans in the primaries, and then they elected Trump. That's because the propaganda machine turned on itself. And now the politicians and the propagandists who created this machine, they no longer can, they have no ability to lead it. The machine is leading itself. It's a monster. It's a Frankenstein leading itself. And here we are with half of the voting electorate moving in a solid block. Moving in a solid block with that type of mentality. Sure, they have divisions. Sure, they have, but they have divisions. But when it comes down to policy, they are not divided on this tax policy. The only place that they even may remotely be divided is it giving enough away? Is it doing enough for big businesses? Is it doing enough for pass-through and corporate LLCs? Or is it doing enough to help the rich? That's really the only way they are divided on this issue. So you have that on the right, which is over here. And then on the left, you have us divided in so many segments, chopped up all over the place. And some of us are not even paying attention to what they're doing over there on the right. Some of us are not even paying attention to what they're doing on the right because we're so focused on the fight on the inside of the left. And this is how we're here. This is a turning point. I don't want to sound so dramatic, but I don't think I could be dramatic enough. We are literally at a turning point in American history the things that are being done right now are going to reverberate through American history for at least the next 40 years. For the rest of most of our lives, if you're over 30, 40 years, considering the way they're going to do the environment, shit, none of us may make it through the changes of this Republican Party. And yet we still have people on the left, some friends of mine who aren't even concerned. They're more concerned about correcting the Democratic Party. And I'm like, okay, the Democratic Party needs to be corrected, but can we stop this mad dash to Mad Max? I mean, can we stop the Republicans from taking Medicare, from robbing Medicare in order to give tax breaks to the richest people? Can we pause for a freaking minute and do what's necessary to keep us from bleeding out? Economically, environmentally, socially, issue after issue. And while you have this brain dead, it's like, what's that meme that you have? Normal brain, genius brain, galaxy brain. And it's like, if you go lower than normal brain, you have conservatives down there in the brain dead, brainwashed area. And I'm not saying this to make fun of them. I'm saying this to say, have you listened to these people? Have you listened to their conversations? Have you listened to their rationale? Have you listened to them explain why it's okay for you to vote for a pedophile and support a pedophile? Have you listened to them explain why it's okay while they're glad to give up, you know, Medicare in order for them to get for freedom, for lower taxes and freedom? Have you listened to their rationale, or have you seen the rest of them who just like plug their ears and say, nah, boo, boo, I don't want to even hear? Like they literally are lower than a normal brain, not to say that they're stupid, but to say that they're brain dead. Right. So if you put that on the meme where you have a normal brain, a galaxy brain, and you know, infinity brain and all that, you know, you have half of America under the control of brain dead propaganda, and the solution to it, which is the left of the Democrat, further left than the Democratic, but the radical left, we're out here with galaxy brains and getting our political and policy asses beat by brain dead conservatives who have been propagandized for a generation and are willing to give up their money in order to support billionaires. I mean, holy shit. This is really the situation. We've got some of the, and it's not that they're ignorant, it's that they are 100% propagandized. They're living in their echo chamber. They're living in their hermetically sealed bubble, and they can never see, they never can accept the reality that they have been propagandized so efficiently, and so they would do anything and everything to reject all of this information that tells you that 87 million Americans will see their taxes go up in 2023 because of this bill. If you make less than $75,000 a year, your taxes are going to go up, but they block out that information because if they let that one piece of information creep in, it's going to blow away their entire paradigm. They may die from an aneurysm, an information overload, finally like, cannot compute, and they just explode because all of their life, they've been, at least the 40 years of their life, they've been propagandized so efficiently. And you have people out here like children covering up their ears, not facing the reality of what this damn tax bill is going to do to them. Meanwhile, all of the smart people over here on the left, all of the most brilliant people over here on the left are still interested in correcting the Democratic Party. But guess who's running the I can't even say the words I want to say. Guess who's running the country? Guess who's making policy today? I mean, you're getting ready to have policy made by a pedophile because we can't even get him. We can't even stop him from getting to the Senate. I'm sorry. It's just, it's crazy. It's crazy, man. It is so crazy. And part of me is like, man, I'm just going fishing. I'm going fishing. I'm going to take a break and go fishing. I'm going to chill. Because, you know, and it's not just the left. It's not just the radical left that is lost their freaking minds. Oh, God, I wish I can cuss the way I want to, but I can't. I promised people I would do better. I promised folks that I would do better. I'm going to do better. I promise. It's not just the radical left that is twiddling their thumbs as Rome burns. But it's also the Democratic Party, clearly. I mean, you look at the little hit from Joyanne Reed trying to hit Bernie Sanders. It's still, you know, if the shoe doesn't fit, I'm not talking to you. But I have to say it like this. You people are so stupid. You guys are so goddamn stupid. I'm sorry, I failed. I messed up. Fuck, it's over. You people are so stupid as to be fighting internally over pettiness while the country is being reshaped before our eyes, not just economically, but judicially. The justice system, the courts are being packed. Not the courts, the judiciary. Finally, I got the word. The judiciary, it's being packed by conservatives, and every issue Every issue from social justice to criminal justice to Black Lives Matter to marriage equality to a woman's right to choose, every social issue that matters to us is going to be fundamentally reformed. I don't even want to use that word, fundamentally transformed over the next generation because of what is happening right now. And yet we are still fighting over Bernie versus Hillary. And Joyanne Reed said something that was stupid as shit. You know what I mean? It was stupid, but at the same time, it becomes the high point of the day. This is what we're going to focus on as leftists. And all of these smart people on the left, all these people who are way smarter than me, not for real, but all these people who are way smarter than me, they are losing to people with the political acumen of a sloth.